Previously on Hogwarts Legacy.
It leads to the library. The restricted section, to be precise.
Shall we proceed?
Fig! I have work for you. Come.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule
Your schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student. I would think that after all the trouble you caused me with Osric, you'd be eager to make amends. My office, 5 minutes.
Unfortunately, our trip to the restricted section will have to wait a bit longer.
But Professor...
We have no choice.
Yo, Sebastian. Please help us out, man.
You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section.
That's the door we need to reach.
I'm going to tell. I'm going to tell.
You a snitch.
I'm going to tell.
Oh, blasted Peeves! I've got to stop him, or at least get to the librarian with a good excuse for all of this.
Good morning, Professor Garlick. How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear. Oh, here. You'll need these for today's class. A little treat for your auntie.
Oh, that's your auntie?
Ah, hello.
Oh, she the baddest teacher out
Class, please welcome the newest rose in our
here. She the
garden.
baddest teacher out here, yo.
We do
right.
look forward to growing together. How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacular than the bouncing bulb. Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake root. Accio.
Accio!
Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears.
Yo, y'all better
Now,
a
everyone,
judge. This about to be loud.
rip their mandrake by the tendrils and give it a firm tug. Quickly, place your mandrake in the new pot and cut down the soil.
Oh, my fault. My papers. Y'all see the fit? That boy looking right.
The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo!
You know all them spoils.
I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone. Now, for our next
Hey,
task,
let me
we'll
talk-
be
let me-
planting dittany at our potting
Down with your
tables.
auntie, girl.
You can all get started. I need to have a brief
you
word
should go
with our
ignore
new
me.
student.
You still mad about that little photo thing? I know you can't be mad about the photo thing now. I bet.
Yes, Professor?
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
I'll say. Nearly went deaf.
Well, yes. Of course, the cry of a mature mandragora can be fatal, so remember to keep those ears protected. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
Yeah,
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful. A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late
Hey.
notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Let's see how to balance my star thistle arrangement. Niffler's fancy or roses?
Oh, Is it?
I should think Professor
Oh,
Garlick
that's
would
a
be more
blind.
careful with her mandrakes.
What? Yeah, I see. We'll be ready in 9 minutes.
Well done! Once it can be harvested, your Dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Be a dear and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
You coming with me? No, I'm saying, Auntie, what's up, bro?
Your weeds possess their own
You gonna let me
rugged form of
you gonna let me
beauty.
hit that or what?
Hello. Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there. But your lead. Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian! And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh. Well, thank you.
I nearly put Sebastian in his place myself.
You didn't?
I mean, I would have.
You didn't?
If Hecate hadn't stopped
But
me.
you didn't.
Didn't she stop that dragon skull from crushing you?
Here we are.
Right.
Home of the Chinese. Go on.
You know
Grab
you
it.
was doing for
Now,
real.
see that dummy? Just toss the cabbages at it, and they'll do the rest.
This what I had,
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did say that would be gnoming, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters.
But nobody cares.
Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that just have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but, well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
Trust me, Leander. I was imagining it the entire time.
You were? I mean, of course, you're, not someone to be trifled with. I see that. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class.
Oops.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
Don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
I ain't gonna lie.
Thank you, Professor, but looking after plants isn't all that thrilling to me.
I think you'll come to see that the fruit is well worth the labor. As we herbologists like to say, tend to your plants and they'll tend to you.
Sure, so I'ma
Well,
tend to
I
you.
suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I
Oh,
so
best
enjoy
believe I
checking
will.
in with my new
I
students.
will.
Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade.
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock and Rookwood and Harlow after you?
I'm all right at the moment.
We did not speak about it at the time, but I am hoping now you might tell me why they were looking for you.
I've never met Rookwood or Harlow. Perhaps they mistook me for another student.
A bit odd. The two of them pursuing a Hogwarts student so intently. But whatever the reason, you were clearly in danger. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow
I
are
can't
a
trust nobody
threat
but
to
the
both of
Slytherin,
us.
bruh.
To
Simple
all
as
of
that.
us. Which is why I wanted to speak to you. I realized something that day in Hogsmeade.
What?
You displayed such courage fighting that troll. And Serona wasn't intimidated one bit by Rookwood and Harlow. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matibili land. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Okay. I'm glad to hear it. I'm
Good.
glad to hear it.
Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well...
All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right, but how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to. I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Be on your guard.
I ain't gonna lie,
I
Daddy.
beg your pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
She really trying to prove herself.
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
Is that right?
Students, you can't be sick.
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone. What's up?
Stupefy!
What's up?
Scurry back!
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Come here.
Accio. Incendio.
Incendio, nigga! Without that.
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
Don't make me laugh, man. Hold on.
Stop right there!
Hold up. I need my spells.
Oh, my cues! Take them and hold them off!
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You take these little
So easy.
Is that the best you've got?
Expelliarmus.
You're a bit shorty with skills, aren't you, sweetheart? Potato!
Stop.
You're going to regret that. Incendio.
Y'all can't for real, bro. You alright, madam?
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner. And so close to Hogwarts.
Are you all right?
I am, thanks in no small
y'all.
part
That
to
was
your
easy work.
excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why two Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders.
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
You're a researcher?
Nora Treadwell at your service, historian and archaeologist specializing in Merlin's work and life.
I thought that Merlin and the tales about King Arthur's court were a myth.
Mere myth. You're lucky Sir Cadogan didn't hear you. Chatters on endlessly about his connection to Merlin from his portrait at Hogwarts. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that mallowsweet is an important component in getting the trials to work.
Mallowsweet.
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his writings. I had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the center. That started me thinking, what if...
The mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the center of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honors? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis.
Yeah, let's skip this part.
There, how beautiful! What a day! I can
Leviosa.
believe it.
I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them.
Sebastian!
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As fifth years, you will be required to reach new heights of both discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wigan-Weld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
So I'm guessing I can
It
make
can
my
heal
own
some
birds.
injuries, but not all. Points for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wiggenweld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin. Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients. Please be meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
It's like kind of like bully classes and stuff like that. I'm messing with it. Stir. I wonder if I went with the wrong way for what happened. Like, it should give us like little mini games for classes. This is just like telling me what to do.
I see most of you have not forgotten how to stir.
There you go. I'm already done.
Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippins, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing, and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time around.
Whatever, bro. But nah, see, you still, yeah, all this is gonna come into like.
My parents consider
to
keeping
fights
me
and
home
stuff
from
like that.
school this year.
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
Yes, bro. Why do you want to know?
Yes, but why does that matter to you?
Brilliant! And it matters because you can be a part of something truly creative. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy with potions, if I do say
Weasley?
so myself.
Pleasure to meet you. Wait, are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on me for comfort. Ugh. But she can't be everywhere. Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an Edurus potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped.
I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
I'll get you the Fwooper feather, as long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
I assure you he won't. Fwooper feathers aren't that valuable. Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
I want to see what you're trying to do. Nah, if he fucked me over.
Remember,
Revelio.
a well-prepared witch or wizard always has a few potions on hand.
Here's the Fwooper feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you. This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get back to brewing your Endurus potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
I don't trust this man, bro.
Should you chop the Didney or crush it? The wrong answer could result in the unfortunate loss of your eyebrows.
Which one am I supposed to be doing? It's this one. I'll take a cut off. I'm second.
And now we add the mallow sweet, and... That's odd. What's happening? Wait, it's not supposed to... Ah!
Get it!
Dragon tongue! What happened?
Well done, Gareth.
What now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
That'll be points from Gryffindor. Again. Mr. Weasley did not do this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
Shit, I ain't shit. I ain't do nothing. I'm sitting here doing my homework. Not homework, my classwork. I'm done with everything. Here you go.
I brewed an Endurus potion as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Professor.
You will not earn favor with me by failing to take responsibility for your actions. I suggest you heed my warning. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say you've done well. I confess I was skeptical given the advanced nature of this class and the fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're not a potions master quite yet. In addition to having a solid grasp of how to combine various ingredients, you should gain an understanding of the ingredients themselves. Pay particular attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are often essential to the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice brewing. You cannot leave a hot cauldron simply anywhere. That'll be all.
Yeah, so later on, I'm going to read all about.
I think each of us has had enough excitement for one day.
And then potions and stuff I can make.
Professor Sharp said that Wiggenweld potion can treat injuries. Hope I never need it. My robes are going to reek.
Don't fret if you run out of ingredients. I simply grow most of what I need.
Been obsessed with the sport ever since.
Greetings, young Slytherin. Scrope knows about the old book you found for Professor Fig. Scrope can help you. And you can help Scrope. Get to the courtyard past the pendulum. If you don't know it, you'll see it easy enough. And don't tell anyone what you're up to. Especially Professor Black.
Thank you for coming all this way.
The name's Scrope. Scrope serves the headmaster. Been in the Black family for years. Apologies for the abundance of notes. Scrope wanted to be sure you weren't followed.
What's this all about? Your notes mentioned the book I found in the restricted section.
Scrope can tell you more in exchange for your help, but no one especially the headmaster, can know.
Undermining the headmaster and getting something in return. Continue.
Oh, Scrope does not intend to undermine the headmaster. In fact, Scrope wants to surprise him. Scrope's late mistress, Apollonia Black, may she rest in peace, was a student at Hogwarts over 50 years ago. Before she died, she spoke with passion of pages ripped from a book. Scrope suspects she took them to her private grotto. She was delirious at the end, poor thing. Mistook belladonna for elderberries. Scrope tried to warn her.
I'm sorry to hear that. But how do you benefit if I find the pages?
Scrope believes that a treasured Black family ring is also in the grotto. Scrope wishes to give it to the headmaster. Apollonia forbade Scrope from entering the grotto long ago. Scrope continues to honour her wishes. Scrope would not dare ask a student for help, but when Scrope learned you were looking for those pages, Scrope thought you might also find the ring.
Hang on, lie. That's what I've been asked.
How did you injure your ear?
The Blacks have a tradition of decapitating their house elves when their service is no longer required. One day, dear Apollonia was understandably frustrated with Scrope and got a bit too eager with a cleaver. Scrope was able to convince the sweet girl of his value and now views this small injury as a reminder of her good heart.
It seems this may help us both. I shall do it.
Scrope is relieved. Scrope hoped the young Slytherin would be willing to help. Take this toast to the grotto just down the coast and place it on the pedestal there. Good luck. Scrope will wait right here for you. Best of luck finding your pages.
I ain't gonna lie, you ain't getting the rings. It had nothing to do with me. I would just sell it. Get more money out of it. Oh, where the hell you come from? That's a level 20! Woo!
Expelliarmus!
Oh, hell no. Hold up. Yo! That shit came out of nowhere. I'm on your level what? What level am I? 19. Okay, cool. That ain't that bad. That motherfucker came out of nowhere. Oh, run that thing.
Expelliarmus! Levioso! Accio!
Y'all on that timing. Y'all.
Expelliarmus! Incendio! Levioso!
Bruh, some boy on timing!
Levioso! Protego! Stupid one! Expelliarmus! Incendio!
Swim, nigga! Swim! 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 Oh my god, yo.
Protego! Stupid one! Expelliarmus!
Oh yeah. Come on! Come on!
Stupid one! Incendio! Levioso! Stupid one!
What's up? Come here, you bitch! Ugh! was gonna do it? Oh my lord. Y'all, it ain't no joke. I thought it was play time. No, it ain't no joke over here. Playing on hard, the hardest difficulty? Nah. They on different timing for real. If I see another bullfrog, I know something, bro. Y'all gave me a challenge right there.
Why would I need a piece of toast? I suppose that's where it goes.
Oh yeah, I had to put that face mask on. Because I was on demon time at that point.
Could it be? A visitor?
Is that yo?
Oh! Ah! Ooh! Ah! The name's Richard Jackdaw. I was a student, just like you, about a century ago. How in the world did you find this place?
A house elf named Scrope sent me. Said I might find a black family ring here.
Ah. Sorry to say, I sold the ring a long time ago. Poor Scrope. Still holds a candle for Apollonia, I reckon. Can't say I blame him. I stole all these treasures just to impress her. Alas, 'twas to no avail. I thought a secret map I pilfered from Peeves would pique her interest. But she simply rolled her eyes. What would I want with yellowed old pages torn from a book? Not my finest moment.
I must insist that you give them to me at once.
They're not here. I thought if Apollonia wasn't interested in the map on the pages, perhaps it would lead to something that would intrigue her.
So where is
it? I followed the map to what I can only describe as an enchanted cave of some kind. And you see what happened next? Here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you where to find the pages?
I suppose if that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you at the forest.
I'm sure the pages are still tucked in my waistcoat. If you don't mind the sight of a, well, my decapitated skeleton, they're yours for the taking.
Let's go.
Hello, Scrope. Thanks to you, I was able to enter Apollonia's grotto. The toast was the key. I met a ghost there, Richard Jackdaw, who's agreed to lead me to the pages I've been looking for.
Phew, that boy was never good enough for Apollonia. Oh, what of the Black Family ring?
I'm sorry to say that Jackdaw sold it long ago.
Sad news indeed. Scrope shall need to think of another way to impress the headmaster. Well, Scrope takes some consolation in knowing that the young Slytherin found what they needed.
I did. Thank you again, Scrope. You're a credit to house elves.
But nah, Scrope, he wasn't getting that ring back. Alright, y'all, that's gonna go ahead and do it for today's video. Make sure y'all go ahead and share, like, and subscribe. Without further ado, it's your boy Fav, and I'm out. Deuces.